We'll call this meeting to order. I'd like to ask our superintendent to give us an invocation and pledge.
Heavenly Father, as we come to you today, we come to you so thankful for where we live. We're so thankful for being able to gather here together freely. But we ask that you just would be with each and every one of us. But we know that we have members of our school district family that have lost loved ones. We ask for peace and comfort and strength for them. We know that we have loved ones that are battling COVID right now. We ask that you would just be with them. As we come together and we deliberate, Lord, give us guidance and wisdom that we look to you first and foremost to make our decisions. And they'll be the decisions that'll be in the betterment of our students and our staff. We ask all these things in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Go address the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would not mind looking at your agenda, we're going to delete item G, the approval of the minutes. Miss Angela has been sick and hasn't been able to finish that, so we won't be reviewing those tonight. After that change, we will re-letter after that. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I move to adopt the agenda. Second.
A motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. This time we'd like to welcome any non-agended visitors. If anybody'd like to address the board, or if we have any emails that have come in.
No emails, sir.
Any non-agended item at this time? Seeing none, we'll move right on in. Our first item of business, I'd like to call on Miss Carol Osteen this time. I'll let her husband come up too. Mr. Keith Osteen, her worker.
Well, I would like to thank everybody for allowing us to come this evening. I'd like to introduce the board for the charity Changing the World for Noel. I myself am Carol Osteen, my husband Brian, Keith Osteen, and Sheriff Bobby Schultz text on the way here. Something has come up and he's not been able to make it. Changing the World for Noel began after the tragic day, April 19th, 2018, when our heroes were taken from us. Our sole purpose is to keep alive Gilchrist County Sergeant Ramirez's wish to change the world for his son, who is autistic. We strive to carry out any awareness and acceptance events that Sergeant Ramirez began. Our goal is to improve the uncertainty and uneasiness that individuals with autism experience day in and day out, as well as to help maintain the legacies that Sergeant Ramirez and Deputy Lindsay left behind. Changing the World for Noel takes pride in taking advantage of any opportunity we are given to educate the world on autism and increasing acceptance throughout the world. It is our honor to be able to help ease the stress of college by presenting a $1,000 scholarship to Chiefland High School Indian Brinley Bedford. Brinley's plans include attending college to become an educator, but not only does she want to help change the world by becoming an educator, she wants to help change the world back in her own hometown roots of Levy County. I'd be remiss if I don't mention the incredible scholarship package that she submitted. Her application, her references, her essay, and all of the components required when applying for our scholarship were prepared in top-notch manner. Brinley, we are proud of you of your successes. I, for one, have watched you grow up to be an incredible young lady, and I am extremely proud of you. We would like for you to continue to keep in touch with us through your successes and tell us what you're up to, and we look forward to you returning. And when you need a reference for that application for Levy County, you let me know. I'd like to ask Brinley, come on up. We have a photo op check, but then also the real checks back here.
Congratulations, Brinley. I'm going to steal Mr. Aswell's words. I know her mom.
I know her mama too. That's a Chiefland Eagle.
That's right.
Or a Bronson Indian.
No, it's a Bronson Indian.
more importantly, we're looking forward to you coming back and being part of our family here. So we look forward to great things from you. So, and if y'all want to slip out, we understand. So thank you.
Great job.
Thank
Excellent.
you so much.
We'll move on to our CMHS construction update.
Lot's not here. So
Oh, Lot's not here.
he's not here. So tonight, we're gracing us. So, and I know we're going to put him a little bit out of his comfort zone. So, but we've got Mr. Anthony here. So Messina, who's our superintendent. So, and Bryce Hartley. So, and then Miss Anna Kroll. So that are also here. So, and Bill is here. Bill Pearson also. So, and I think we've got everything squared away there. So, and I'll let Anthony take it away.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. All I have to say is there's big things happening in Chiefland, Florida, and we're part of it, and we're proud to be part of that process. Like Chris said, I got Bill Pearson here, Vice President of Operations, and Bryce Hartley, our project manager, who works tirelessly to manage the bills and change orders for our project. We certainly appreciate what he does. Just some quick, I guess some interesting facts or information. We actually mobilized on site on November 9th, 2020, which is a Monday. That was 30 weeks ago yesterday that we actually started demolition on the trees. We poured our first footer on the high school wing, which is a 29,500 square foot building. We poured that first footer on December 10th. We poured our first slab 19 days later, which was on December 29th. So about the first of the year, we actually started our first slab on grade. And then we had the cafeteria building, which is a 13,000 square foot building. We poured that slab on January 22nd, 2021. So we've been tirelessly working at the entire project. We've worked about 6 days a week over there since we started, between 10 and 12 hours a day, some Sundays as needed. But we're on a mission. We're committed to get the building done for first phase one, as we said we would. Let me see. At one point in time, our highest count of men and women on site working was up to 92 people, and we have a total of over 72,000 man hours on site as we proceeded through the project. We're currently tracking to finish up late this month, next couple of weeks, and then we expect the teachers to start moving in around the week of July 12th after we get some furniture on site. So it's really part of the process, and phase one is finishing up, like I said, and we're already deep into phase two, which is the demolition of most of the existing campus, which is about 8 buildings. And we actually have a video of the demolition through our drone footage. We, of course, demolition start with the math building on the left-hand side of the screen and moved into the English wing. And we will continue on through the process of going to the pod building. We're actually in the pod building now, then the cafeteria, media center, and then multi-purpose building. At some point in time in the near future, you'll be able to look from US 19 all the way back to the football field. You couldn't do that before. So we're excited about what's happened over there, and we'll start stone column foundations late June, and we'll actually start with some foundation work first week of July for building, we'll call building 500, which is the middle school wing, and then working to the media center, which we call building 600. We've mobilized with our connexes, and we're glad to say this particular phase, during phase two, we all contained into one portion of the campus. The first phase was on the southern side, building 400, which is the high school wing, and on the north side of the campus was the cafeteria building. So we were separated working through the project. Now we'll be all together in one, be able to confine ourselves a little better on that. So we're thrilled about that as well, to make it a little easier for us. And you actually see the sod growing for building 400 or the high school wing, and we're tracking to get that done and the canopy systems up for last part of June, middle of July. So we're moving forward in the head, like I said, as we committed to do. Any questions regarding demolition process, phase two work? Okay. Got some pictures of the actual building. Well, that's actually the high school wing. We have an accent wall. That's where the teaching wall is. Some marker boards, well, televisions. That's actually the mezzanine section. That's where all the mechanical systems are above the corridors. So you actually have ample space to work on that equipment and to be out of the footprint of the building. That's another shot looking north on that same mezzanine in building 400, also a high school wing. Some kitchen equipment has arrived, and we're expecting some more late this week, begin next week. And we're tracking to have Julie and her staff, and they're also the week of July 12th, start getting inside there and actually starting to set up the kitchen, be able to start feeding the kids starting in August. The walk-in cooler freezer aspect of it, the hood, and some equipment is installed. We've got the floors protected. It's a epoxy floor system inside there, which will be easier to clean, well maintained, be long surface to last a long time. That's actually a shot of the corridor in building 400 looking north. That's some demolition shot. That's actually the pod building, which I'll call a pod building in the center of campus with the excavator there, as well as the trucks getting ready to haul material off. Another shot from the second floor, called second floor balcony of building 400. Another one looking northeast towards the admin. Another shot of one of the classrooms in building 400, also known as the high school wing. Cafeteria flooring is installed, and we've got some nice accent colors provided by our architect for some of the soffits inside there. We actually have a shot of the logo for the Chiefland Indians. There's another shot of the cafeteria space. Again, that's a 13,000 square foot building. And it's one of the shots of the casework, or also cabinets in the classrooms, for kids you'll store the material in. That's typical setup for the classrooms. It's actually called a group restroom. That's the girls' group restroom. And we're expecting to install toilet partitions and bathroom accessories next week, that particular space. Also, that floor is epoxy as well. And that's what we have for pictures as far as the building process. So, like I said, we're thoroughly part of the process, and we look forward to phase 2. And into phase 3, I keep telling everybody I'll finish up summer 2023, and they look at me like I'm crazy because we don't have projects that last this long. But I actually live in Gilchrist County in Trenton, so I'm 15 minutes from the house. So I couldn't be happier not going to games every day. So, any questions? All right, great. Thank y'all.
You're doing a great job.
Good.
Excellent job.
Now, Miss Ann. Yes, ma'am. Now, Miss Ann Kroll.
Well, thank you for inviting me to come and share our financial information this evening. It's good to see all of you. Let's see. This is just a quick little spreadsheet on where we're at. Our original contract, our GMP, was $35,975,000, and I won't read off the rest of the dollars for you. And we've had net change orders of $2.5 million. Those $2.5 million of net change orders are for our own or direct purchases. That leaves us with a contract sum to date of $33,472,000 is what we have as a contract sum to date for against our GMP. We have completed and paid and stored to date materials and services in the amount of $11,121,007.35. So that's what we paid out so far as of through this last pay application that you're approving tonight. That's pay application number 8. We do keep retainage. We have retainage in the amount of $731,000. And so we have a total paid less retainage of $10,389,000 with a balance to finish, including retainage, of $22,351,725.63. So that's what we have left to pay on this contract. Now, this contract is broke up into phases. We have phase 1, which is this year, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is the most expensive phase. It's $14,327,000. Phase 2 is $13,305,000. And then our final phase, which will be the gymnasium, is phase 3, and that's $8,342,000. In our phase 1 GMP, now this will also include some phase 2 expenditures for site work, insurance, bond. So this is not all just phase 1 expenditures. It does include some phase 2. And you'll see in next year, we'll be paying out phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 expenditures. And then our final year will be phase 2 and phase 3 expenditures. But there's kind of a blend of what we're paying out over each year. Let's see, and our phase 1 is $14,327,000. We have paid to date $10,389,000, less our owner direct purchase orders that have been issued. We've had a change order a couple months ago of $2,500,000, but we have since issued more owner direct change or owner direct purchases in the amount of an additional $200,000. So it's $2,737,000. So our phase 1 balance is $1,200,000. Any questions? A lot of numbers there. Yeah. Okay. With this project, we have issued $2.7 million in owner direct purchase orders. And what this is that instead of the subs going out and purchasing their own materials, we purchase those materials, which results in a sales tax savings. So far, we have been able to have a sales tax savings of $164,000, which is money that we can just turn around and put right back into the project. Now, we've already started issuing purchase orders for phase 2. So thanks to Bryce, everything that he can, let us purchase ourselves and save the sales tax, he does. And we greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Our school board budget, we have our GMP, which is the $35 million, and then we have another small school board budget. Now, this is stuff that's not included in our GMP, and it's $1.2 million. So of that $1.2 million, we have issued $287,000 worth in change orders. Now, most of those change orders are for Duke Energy relocates. There's some, let's see, what else are we doing? A lot of it is our information technology equipment. And so that's mainly what we have spent so far. So we do have a balance of $985,000 in that budget of money. And that's, of course, it's going to have to last us for the next 2 years. So we're going to be spending about $400,000 per year, but a good bit of that's going to go for information technology, new servers, and I don't know how many more Duke Energy relocates we may have. Yeah, so that'll probably be a bulk of what we'll be spending in that little pot of money. Let's see. At this time, I would really like to thank our Parish McCall staff. They have been great to work with. Anthony's been great to work with. Bryce and I, we probably talk 2 or 3 times a week, and I appreciate that. We're constantly reconciling against each other. Okay, what do you have for this? What do I have for this? If there's a discrepancy, we're constantly trying to determine what that discrepancy is so that we can get that cleared up and we can keep this project moving. It's a very, very fast-moving project. Even though it's over a 3-year period, there's demo and there's so many different factors in this project that it makes it difficult to stay on top of it if you don't do it on a daily basis. I would also like to thank our finance department staff. They've been great. I can send them a purchase request, and the next day they've issued a purchase order. And that's pretty well unheard of. And as far as their help and being able to get the bills paid, get them bills paid promptly, and we work with Carly, we work with Anthony, with Bryce, and Mr. Pearson. We appreciate it. We'll have to say, and this has been the smoothest construction project that I've ever worked on. And it's thanks to John, it's thanks to Kim, it's thanks to Charette, and it's thanks to Carrie. So they do a wonderful job for you guys. Okay, any questions? No? Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Looks good. Looks real good. We'll move on to our consent agenda at this time. I'll start with Ms. Boyle. Ms. Boyle, do you have any questions, comments?
No, sir. I talked for a while with Mr. Cowart and had all of the questions answered.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Mrs. Brookins.
Sad to see some people go and happy to see some new hires. So all my questions have been answered. Thank you.
Mr. Etheridge.
I just want to say Williston has sacrificed again and sent one of our superstars from our local area to come to the district to help better the whole county. And welcome. I'm glad you're here. We'll miss you in Williston, but I appreciate the replacement. I think will be, I'm sure you'll help mentor and we'll move right along.
Thank you.
She has for 7 years. She's done a great job, and Dr. Hancock is more than ready to step in and take those reins. So we're looking forward to continuing on.
Yes.
Mrs. Clemency.
All my questions have been answered too.
Mine too. That is rare. Since all the questions have been covered, this time I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Superintendent.
Just a couple things. So, you know, we often talk a lot about family. Miss Ann was with our district for a number of years and has continued on in helping us with this construction project, and just appreciate her heaping kudos on some of our people that really do a fabulous job. Miss Lake and finance, you look at what we've dealt with this year, COVID, teacher salary increase of having to go through and input by hand each individual and go through and break down. Those ladies out in finance do a jam up job, and we are a family. And along with that, so Miss Angela was out last week. Miss Sherry, just like any other time, if somebody else, so whether Miss Angela or whoever, we pick up each other's slack. And I'm very, very thankful that we have a family atmosphere with that. Next week, great thing that's going to happen. We're going to have in-person state FFA convention. I know we'll have a lot of students, that success that will be highlighted down there. Really looking forward to that, and just the hard work that goes in for those kids, and glad that they're going to get to be in person to celebrate those. You know, it is a busy time. You see with all the different comings and goings of people that are retiring. You look at the number of years and things. So I'm thankful that we've had some good people that are coming up. Excited to have Miss Hanlon to join. Miss Christy McElroy was here for a couple days this week. Excited for her to get her feet. She will start officially on the 21st, but was here kind of just get it started, and just looking forward to the great things that are ahead. And next week is NEFEC Summer Literacy, and Miss Heather Rollins has done a great job with our ELA textbook adoption, and we'll have quite a few people that will descend on Fort White High School to kind of delve deeper into the new standards on ELA and literacy, and I'm excited for where we're headed with that. And then the last thing is you know, we ask a lot of our staff to have professional development, and we've got a great opportunity that we're going to be in person to be able to go ourselves, get some professional development at the FADS FSBA, and just look forward to that conference that will start on Thursday and Friday. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Start here, Mrs. Clemency.
I don't have a lot tonight. Yankeetown kids are on their way to the safety patrol trip, which looks a little bit different this year, but I saw some excited faces on Facebook. So
We have 206 chaperones, students, SROs on buses. They headed out this morning. They were loaded ahead of time and left early, so they were supposed to go at 6:45, and I believe they were pulling out by 6:35. Everybody was loaded on the bus and ready to go. So it was an exciting time.
and Yankeetown has a new principal. Very excited to have Dee Westfall hate to lose her at Williston, but super excited to have her at Yankeetown. I think she's going to be a great fit. So that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Dresser?
Glad that we had another board member, Williston keeps continuing to do that, just all over the county, Mr. Hasbell. I don't have a whole lot, FFA convention for sure. Those kids have worked hard really for 2 years and not get the recognition that they needed last year. Kind of unique. This makes a couple of years since I was a state officer, like 26 or 7 or 8 or something. But anyway, all this COVID's created a lot of new issues, and the last session at convention was unsponsored as of last week, and we have a past state officer group. There should be somewhere about 180 people in that network. And at 20 minutes, the past state officers raised the money to fund the last. So, we think about that impact that we have on those kids nowadays, but we have some 65 and 70 and 80-year-old people that were still giving back today because of the impact it had on them years ago. So I know every time I get a chance to brag on that organization, I think it's because of the impact that it continues to have year after year after year. And this convention is the highlight of that. So I know sometimes it's trouble with transportation and getting things lined all up. And I think we had an issue with a van this morning or something, but that got handled in just a few minutes. And appreciate all the support from the county, because we do school that August through May thing, but then if we look back here and all the things that we're approving in supplementals, a lot of the educational part of our students happens from now until the time we start school next year. So that's all I have. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Perkins?
I'm happy to have these in-person conferences and happy to go to our conferences starting tomorrow. So looking forward to that. And I'm really proud of two Chiefland High School students, Ashton Weatherford and Colby Schultz. They were awarded full scholarships into the arts program at Santa Fe College. And I think that's wonderful, outstanding students from Chiefland. I'm real proud of them. And once again, just so happy with all that progress with the school. That group they're really great. It's amazing. So they're doing great. Thank you.
Good deal. Ms. Boyle?
In Cedar Key, things are winding up for summer camp / with the city involved in that, and that starts next Monday. So they're getting things decorated this week and doing things like that. Mr. Masters allowed me to do something which was great after the last board meeting. I got to ride along on a bus, Miss Ingram's bus. She is awesome, but I'll do this real quick because I know I'm a blue. But I was sitting on the bus when the children loaded, and the pre-K comes and then the kindergarten, but there was one kindergartner there that was just shocked that I was on the bus. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm just riding the bus with you." And then she kept on asking questions. She said, "Where do you live?" And I said, "I live in Chiefland." She goes, "Okay." And then more kids started getting on, and she stopped one of the older kids and she said, hey, we're going to Chiefland to bring her home." It was so funny. Miss Ingram and I, we were cracking up, but it was really neat it's kind of a different way to get involved with the kids, when they're on that bus. They're not in the classroom setting. So thank you for that. Miss Marla, thank you for the workshop. It helps, every little bit helps. And I think I'm done. That's it, thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to our conference this week. I always hate going to that thing. To be honest with you, I hate the build up to go to it. But then when I go there and I come back, I'm like, I'm glad I went. So, and it's kind of weird in that I didn't have the option to go. So now it's kind of like, I can't wait to see. We're going to have to wear masks down there, or do we not? I haven't heard that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. To see things. And the thing I always take away from it when I leave there is it sure is good to be from Lee County and see some of them other places. And I could reiterate all the things we've discussed, but the thing I am probably most happy for at this point is all these graduations are over and we start building for next year, like always. So thank you. Is there any more business to be presented at this time? Seeing none, meeting adjourned.